Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Techtonica. Last time when we left off, we just unlocked the signal HA, but I made myself a little to-do list here. I had forgotten to build the hover pack last time. I need to get that actually done, because I will definitely forget again. I'm very curious what this thing is going to do for me. Oh, I'm over the
Hover pack
crafting
equipped.
window.
Jump twice in rapid succession to initiate liftoff.
Okay, so I don't need to actually equip it. Is it just an upgrade, or let's see, pick up, split, assign. Okay, dude said jump twice. Okay, and I just hold jump twice. Okay, it just puts me up to a height. I don't need to hold spacebar or anything. I can just hover over. Ah! So it sets me a certain height above the floor, it looks like. Very nice. That's going to make factory building so much easier. Excellent. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go explore that signal right now. I really want to build a larger factory where I can have all of the resources, plant matter frames, all of the components that come from ingots, all the way up to circuit boards, or processor units, I imagine. I would like to build a larger factory for that. That's going to require assemblers. The first step is to get the assemblers, which I believe are going to be at this HA, because the next decipher objective I have says I need to craft plant matter frames in an assembly. It stands to reason that that would be the next thing that I get. HA's through that wall. I have a flashlight. That's nice. I'm going to continue with my pattern of just opening up the waterways as my primary means of transport. Now, I was looking at the way that my hotbars are switching. It's happening to me a lot. I saw that actually sprint in this game is a toggle. So if I tap shift one time, I start going fast. And it seems like it maintains between movement times. So that means I'm used to games where you hold to sprint. So I'm always holding the shift button while I'm walking around. Now, I don't know what I'm doing though, because if I hold shift right now, it's not switching my toolbar. So I don't know what I'm doing that is switching my toolbar when I don't mean it to. Maybe I'll figure that out here soon. Not something, don't get distracted. I see green on the minimap over there. So I'll probably keep that in mind. I'm assuming I'll need to make those green ingots that we found last time. Keep that in mind that there's some nearby. The river, HA, is up this branch. Seems like these waterways might connect everything together. What are you? This looks like an assembler. That would be, yeah, one of two assembler fragments.
Task
There we
inbound.
go.
Assembler. Power with electricity to produce items in multiplied quantities.
In other words, even though you can handcraft anything, assemblers will make two of them in the same time it takes your portable tool to make one.
Holy cow,
and we can build 1,000 assemblers, but nobody could ever build another you.
That's
the sooner
right,
you
I'm
scan these
special.
water wheels, the closer you'll be to never having to turn a crank generator again. We should check out that office, too.
Nice. This is a cool setup. So the shafts that are connecting these, I assume they can go infinite length, and you could connect all of these across the water. So having just a bridge, and this is a really cool setup, just going across the entire waterway and then extending the crank generators into the wall is something that I'm thinking that I want to do. So I want to get the assemblers making all the resources and potentially just making this power stuff. Because one thing I have noticed is that, like, I had to build 8, or I guess it took 6 crank generators to run just a small inefficient threshing operation. So it seems like, at least with crank generators, I'm assuming there's more power generators later, but at least with the crank generators, I will need to build a whole lot of them. Just the ratio seems pretty aggressive. Like you're building more power generation items than you are building power consumption items. I'm going to go ahead and scan all this.
Scanning that core composer fragment seems to have given you a free one in your inventory.
Nice.
Drop it down whenever you get the space and power to make it work.
Core Composer. Automates placement and availability of research cores. Requires electricity and can only be supplied via inserter. So I did build this. This is kind of the last building that I made last time. And you could put a conveyor belt going up to it. So you build assemblers to actually craft the research cores. And then you belt the research cores into the core composer. And it makes a beautiful stack. You know how I like to stack them high? This thing does it automatically.
After that, you'll be able to dump cores into it and never worry about placing them one at a time again.
I keep being redundant. I tell you something and then Sparks tells you something. The same thing. HA. C. So I wonder, again, I'm really hoping that I can use the machines that are in the world. This looks like I can't erase this, I can't scan this, but it's staying here. So I can activate it and power this floor. I guess I could find out right now. Can I build power floors here? I can. So I could totally just take this power station and rebuild everything. And once I research the water wheels. And just use power from here. Now I've been getting those power cables, which looks like that's those big fat cables. Those are how you move power between bases. Obviously, I think, well, I guess not obviously, I think I can do power floors all the way there, but that seems inefficient. So I'm hoping that I get these power cables sometime soon. Let's see, let's go to, no, this is energy. High voltage cable is another 2 tiers up. Altanum, Atlantum ore, processing, and then I'll get the high voltage cables. So that's going to be exciting. Once I get there, I think it would make a lot of sense to hook this in, hook in that old accumulator substation that we found before, and attach it all to my base over at Victor. Which it might make more sense actually to just pick up the threshing operation and move it up here, but I kind of want to just do Victor and mine into the walls and have a whole setup going there, and then maybe make some cool paths coming up to other places. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm leaving my options open. What did I do? That rock made me headbutt the building. Okay, I bet it doesn't let me in. I need these, and I need processor units. So is it going to give me an objective here? Entrance offline, 300 processing units required, and 800 advanced circuits. I have 10 advanced circuits that I picked up. I don't know.
Facility access door unavailable. Refer to display panel for self-repair requirements.
Okay. Are you going to give me an objective here, system? Or how will I remember how to act? Ooh, hover pack. Sweet. How will I remember how to get back? Oh, this is so cool. That hover pack is so worth it, especially since it was incredibly cheap. The thing only takes 10 of 2 types of super basic resources. Am I done here, or? And I just tap spacebar once again, and it lets me drop to the floor. And it looks like sprinting works, so I have very little reason to actually walk on the ground anymore. I'm like a banshee that doesn't scream. I'm a giggling banshee instead. Let's see. So WO, that's that other door. I have the objective for. I just need to bring 10 processor units there and get WO repaired. Ooh, another building. Okay. First of all, I guess I can just run up the creek, and I'll just need to try to remember. I think that would be my threshing operation. There's my copper drill. So what is this then? Is this a building? That's down below me. Interesting. That really looks like a building down there. That might have been somewhere I've been before. I'm not sure. And then I went up the creek. So if I'm right, and that's Victor. Let's see. Can we zoom out a little bit? Okay, that looks like my copper drilling operation. That's almost certainly what that is. And then across the way here would be my iron. So then I just went down and around. I'll be able to remember that. And then I can come back up here to tap in all of these later and maybe build like a big power station here if I could even add multiple rows of that once I automate the construction of the buildings. So I'm having automatically water wheels and automatically crank generators. Probably do all that and then research something like nuclear power and then be happy and make even more stuff. Gotta remember to check out whatever this is though. Would it be better to do that now? Okay, so I want to go down and find out what that is, and I also want to check this building. I'm gonna go ahead and check this building and make a mental note and come back and find out what that is that's in the cave there. So there's more stuff here. So it looks like that's the other river path, maybe, bringing me down. There's the accumulators that we found. Up here, there's more assemblers. I could have, that's what she said. She said you can do the objectives or just take a walk on your own and unlock assemblers. So then that way I didn't need to actually do the additional drills and smelters that I did last time. I could have actually just walked up here. But it seems more efficient just to do the objectives because I think I should do them anyways. And this game seems like it has a bunch of flags for dialogue where it is giving me, for instance, I built the conveyor belt setup and all the assemblers back at tier 3 or whatever it was, tier 4. And she says, "Oh, good job on your factory. By the way, you could build more of those things, or you could pick up the ones that you just placed for your objective." So if I had just put them in instead of placing them down, I probably would have never heard that dialogue. So they've done a really good job of kind of anticipating what the player is going to do, and then making the world feel more real. So all that to say, if I had just wandered up here, I'm wondering if that signal would have never been placed, or if I would have heard some different dialogue. On a second playthrough, because this is very early access, I know I'm going to play this game a lot. It would be fun just to do it that way instead and see what the dialogue is. Probably get a nice pat on the back for that. Okay, here's a door.
Facility access door unavailable. Refer to display panel for self-repair requirements.
Okay, so some coolant. Oh, 40 monorail tracks. So I found the monorail device last episode. And 20 coolant systems. Coolant systems look like they're at the next tech level up here. I'll be able to start making these guys. Shiverthorn extract, mechanical components, 2 of each to make a cooling system. That probably won't be very hard, but I'm going to need a more serious threshing operation going. Where Shiverthorn extract for this. This is the coolant, so this will be what I need to make for my mole. It gave me a nice big batch of that, but I'll need to figure out how to craft that. Okay, let's figure out where I am. I want to go back and explore that underground thing that I found. Was it? It's this way. Yes, hover pack! I am like Superman. If Superman was pretty chill. What's SC? Supply and repair door SC. Okay, so I got an objective for that door there, but I did not get an objective. Oh, I'm moving slow. Is there like a timer on that? Because it feels like I'm going really fast now. Okay, and then it dropped a level. Interesting. Press shift, I'm going slow. Here. So if I go up, it seems like it takes me higher. Yeah, I go much higher. And then let's just let it sit for a second here. Will I just drop on a timer, or is it on a move distance thing, or was that just terrain? That feels like maybe that was just terrain, actually. Okay, so here's that building. That building is down actually a little bit below where base Victor is. And then I see there's a little tunnel right here. So what if I were to go connect this, and then there's some more copper there. Connect this, and then there's some alt. How do I say that? Let's try to get my tongue to remember how to say this. Atlantum. So like Atlantis. Atlantum ingots. That's not Atlantum. This is yellow. Okay, let's go here and then try to drill through to here and check out what that is. I want to follow the gold, and then I will work my way down. Interesting. So that's like a... Okay, there's a lower cavern. You can see it right there. That's not what I want. Is it what I want? You know, it kind of is what I want. Okay. Check out the gold, mental note, and then check out the building. This feels deliberate, though. This feels like I'm supposed to have maybe a little bit of a connection. So if I drill this direction and a little bit down, let's see what's down here. Hey, Mole, are you not really willing to go down? Seems like maybe you're not really willing to go down. Interesting. You're totally happy to go up and into the wall, but you won't clip through. Let's try holding shift. Nothing happens. Hold control. Hold alt. Okay, so maybe that's a thing. Maybe it's something I unlock. It looks like maybe for now I can't really go down. What if I were to... Let's see. Oh, you can look at that. There's a tunnel and then stuff there. Okay, let's go back up using our nifty hover pack. Yes. And it's like slow motion Superman. It's like a shopper at a grocery store. You know, when you're trying to go and get something, like, you know where it is. You came there because you knew what you were buying. Apples, whatever. And there's always that person who is moving slower than molasses in winter, slower than the dead rat that I saw under a mobile home the other day, and blocking the entire aisle while they very thoughtfully look at all the boxes. Anyway, yeah, that's how fast you go in this game on your hover pack, as opposed to Superman, who is me when I go to the grocery store. I don't go to the grocery store. It's me when I go to Home Depot's. You know, walking straight there. I know more than you. Have you seen that meme? Home Depot guy asks the old man if he needs any help. Old man goes, I know more about your job than you do. Let's go. Okay, so it's interesting how this pops around. I'm sure that there's either some workarounds or there's some controls that I'm missing to be able to move down, because there's a lot of verticality going on in this game. All right, so now I am in a cave. Oh, it looks like this just connects back around, right back around to my base. All right. Now I want to go and I want to hit this. So let's turn here. Start drilling through this wall. Is this on my list? No, this is not on my to-do list. It's fine. I do really want to know what the golden resource is. I really want to explore that building. That looks like it's dead. Oh, come on. Oh, no, no, let's go. Ah! Here we go. All right. Does I get anything? Is this the... Am I headbutting the golden? I am headbutting the golden resource. Ah! Take that! The power of my brain! Right. It's just limestone? That's actually good, though. So I'm getting limestone when I drill through a rock. But, I think I saw some resources that require limestone to craft. Was that in here? At least in the tech tree, I saw some stuff that took limestone to craft. Where was that? Here it is. All right. I probably just cut out a bunch of me searching through the whole tech tree because I'm dumb. But limestone brick enables manipulation of basic powders for production and compression into bricks. And then I can get basic brick threshing, so limestone brick into limestone. I don't understand what that is. Am I multiplying the limestone, or is it just like, oops, I made bricks, I want basic limestone. I have no idea. Anyway, at least some stuff uses limestone, and I think it's very reasonable to assume that some more stuff up here will take it, especially under construction, because we don't know. Oh, here's the power floor research. Get it? Iron ingots, copper wires. We're gonna make so many of these. But maybe the calcite platforms, it sounds like maybe something that would come from limestone, and those are larger platforms, so you'd be able to build them faster. You'd want to set up drills to be able to get limestone and automate the production of whatever limestone is used for, so you don't have to just go drilling through and tearing up the world when you don't necessarily feel like it. So this down here, it looks like this is an old tunnel. It almost looks like maybe there's been some collapses, because, you know, everybody picked up and moved away a long time ago. So it looks like this used to connect, and then they have a building down here. Yes, it worked. I was a little worried I wouldn't, because I can't drill down. I was a little worried I wouldn't be able to actually get down into here. Let's see. Down here, a little bit more of an opening. Maybe like this. No, go away. Rock bar. Admiral Rockbar. He makes you drinks of stone. All right, so this one takes Atlantum ore 100, cooling system 200. I could probably get the ore right now. Well, unless I need some kind of a drill upgrade to actually make it, but
Facility
unlikely.
access door unavailable. Refer to display panel for self-repair requirements.
Okay. So this is basically just a large building. And this might be one of those instances where there might be some message that I never hear, because now I have objective FH. So that's a door. It doesn't look like it's showing on my tasks and tips. Can I unhighlight that? So I have door, okay, repairing door FH. We'll go ahead and untrack that. No. Okay, cooling systems is next tier. Cooling systems is next tier. I don't know where the monorails are. This one here is going to happen very soon. So I'm going to go ahead and track that, and I'm going to untrack these two, and then we'll just come back to that once we have cooling systems being made. And Atlantum ore will be being mined here in another 2 tiers. So that's pretty close. Repair production terminal Victor. We remember that. These are tutorial objectives again. Deciphering the signal, that's something else we're going to be working on really soon. Basically, as soon as I get back to base. Right, float up through the tunnel. Do I want to make a connection from here? That's actually kind of below my base. This is fine. It just takes a second to go through the tunnel. I think I need to make some research cores. Let's get some of those queued up. You can see them behind my head crafting. I made 15. Fuel things. Well, it would be really nice to automate this. Oh, something that I noticed last night. This says 20 items a minute is its speed down in the lower left-hand corner there. This is outputting 25. This is max speed of 20. Therefore, I need another one to move the additional 5 if I want to totally use up all of these. This drinks 30. So eventually, if everything stays fueled, now this should drain out to nothing. And you are paused because you are full. I'm gathering some more biomass to fuel my stuff. This is probably why I can't go through the ground. Is probably just to make it nice to collect the biomass. Also, the completion time on one of these is a lot shorter. You don't really have to sit there with your black hole sucking for very long for the biomass, which is another nice quality of life thing. Hey, I cratered the Earth there. Why did it? I'll figure it all out eventually. Okay, so I have 2 items checked off my list now. I have the hover pack built. I have explored the signal. Next item is to build a small mall. So that's going to be building my assemblers and all of that. I'm going to give you a quick research core montage, though, so that I can research my assemblers. So under synthesis, assembler takes 10. I have 11 left. I know there's so many things that I want. Plant matter frame separation means that I can, it says enables threshing of plant matter frames into plant matter fiber. Takes 8 cores. So that would be, I guess, if I want fiber back after I made plant matter frames. I'm sure there's a reason why that would matter, but I don't know what it is. Limestone extraction. I can make kindlevine extract. I don't know what kindlevine powder is. Okay, so I can take limestone, enables the ability to extract residual limestone from kindlevine powder via smelting. Oh, is this the opposite of what I thought it was? I'm unclear if that means that I'm turning the limestone into kindlevine or turning the kindlevine into extract, because the way it says, the way it's displaying, it's got limestone above, and then below that as a subservient, it has kindlevine extract times 1. Well, maybe we'll play with that later. I don't know. Smelting speed. Let's see, what do I want? I definitely want this filter inserter. I definitely want long inserters. Another 4 cores left. Do I have water wheel is up at the next tier. I guess I made it up to here. I got the water wheel. I thought this was the water wheel. I know I got the water wheel before, but I never made cooling systems. All right. So these guys are going. Let's make a few assemblers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just a few. Float up here. So I'm going to rebuild this entire setup. I'm really not happy with the fact that my thresher isn't active all the time. And I need kindlevine sticks in order to fuel my 8 drills and my 8 smelters. I need a lot of these kindlevine sticks, which it says are the best fuel source. So I want this thresher running all the time. And I think that I figured out a way to tell. You see how it says, like, there's 48 seconds on the first one there of growth. If I could see how much time growth takes. Okay, so right there, it looks like it's probably 120 seconds, which means that it's going to take me 2 minutes to get 1, and each one is making 4. So 4 every 2 minutes means it's making 2 a minute. Let's just go with that number for now. This one drinks 10 a minute, which would mean that I would need 5 of these guys. I thought I was going to need more than that. I need 5 of these guys to keep my thresher working all the time. It is factory building time anyways. I'm going to go ahead and place what I need just to get another 1 of those going. And there you go. Oh, let's not block. Okay, let's not block the waterfall. What do I do? Let's see. By the power of editing, I'm going to move this over. Okay, here we are. We have 5 machines now. I went ahead and added another row here. My thinking is, if I'm wrong on that math, oh, actually we could find out right now. Pop 4 of those in there. Yeah, it's 120 seconds. So every 2 minutes, yeah, it's 2 a minute. That should be correct. But if I'm wrong, I can add another entire row right here. Or we could add another entire row right here. Have them pulling seeds, and then I left a gap here so that I could bring my output kindlevine, I guess it's just kindlevine, could go, say, let me just demonstrate, you probably already understand, but there you go. I could have this output on this side and then just wrap around the back, tying to the back of that. Easy. And we could have everything supplied. We could get a second thresher going if we wanted to. We just have to reorient that just a little bit. No big deal. And that gives me a little bit more space. I'm leaving the area by the stairway here open. And now it's time to decide where I want to place my threshers. So maybe I'll use some light sticks here to mark out. So if I wanted to use, not my threshers, my assemblers, but if I wanted to tie this in, I might end up having threshers set up like in a row. So I have 4 here and then have them go back and have growing going on over there for just abundant kindle vine. I better plant some kindle vine. Anyway, so how much space then? Oh, no, no. Thank you. How much more would I need? Number one, you know what? I better block off maybe this entire area over here, because I could build more planters over there. I'm also going to be doing Shiverthorn, which I could probably build up and over. So I notice if I go like this, it automatically just kind of makes these crazy hills. That's fun. Anyway, I can probably use some verticality to get Shiverthorn, or I could just build another floor for the Shiverthorn. However, I'm going to say that the new assembly area cannot encroach past these light sticks. So assemblers are going to be over here. How am I doing on power? Do I need to turn on my machines? Looks like everything's powered for the moment. That will change quickly. However, let's see. So I know I'm probably going to want this to be a bit bigger. All right, so assemblers. We're going to feed out of boxes and make probably 2 rows of the assembler guys. How many did I make? Ready? Where did you guys go? 5. Crank generators. All right, I'm done with planters for the moment. This is the problem with this toolbar thing. They need a menu, like Satisfactory has. This makes it so you're constantly feeling like you're fighting with the mess to just select the machines that you want to craft. But it's not that bad, really. All right, so machines with outputs. I don't know the ratios of, say, each given resource. So if I wanted you to just be making me iron components and I want you to fill a box, I know that I can limit the boxes. And then I wanted you to make copper wire, I guess. I'm going to pull those resources back out in a second. Would I have enough room with this placement just to put a box, and then I could just run along the row of boxes here to pick them up? So I guess that I would want my output boxes to be over here, though. So I can run up the stairs. We could have this row here be for walking. This is the feet row. And then boxes could be here. So we could have just a row of arbitrary, whatever I decide to put in the machine. These are our outputs. I don't know how many basic outputs I have. I unlocked mass displace or erase it for 1 floor here a second ago, if I didn't show that while I was moving that factory. So I can just click and drag, and I could select multiple items to deconstruct all at once. All right, back to the assemblers. Let's say you boop, 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 boop. How many basically 1 item outputs are there that I want to worry about? There's plant matter frames. That's going to be another thing. That'll actually go over in the threshing area. Iron frames. Okay, let's have a stack of iron frames. Let's have a stack of iron components. Let's have a stack of copper wire. A stack of copper frames. When I build factories, I like to, I guess, go a little bit crazy on my machine count, because it's not like space is at a premium. I can drill into the walls. Well, this is from other factory games, Satisfactory and all that. But you're never really that constrained on space. You can go vertical. You can do whatever you want. I do like to have ease of access. So having all the boxes here, this is what I call a mall. This is the beginning of my mall. I go in, I go shopping, I get whatever I want. I keep my inventory full. The machines do all the work. But rather than having a belt, I know that there's another style of factory construction that you can do where you have a, it's called a main bus. So you would run conveyor lines, and you would have just a line of every type of resource. And then when a machine needs that, you build everything in your whole factory in just this huge, this really big, long main bus. So you'd have, at the beginning of your bus, you'd have all these basic components. You'd have a huge factory for iron gears and a huge factory for copper wire or whatever. All those things would be put onto the main bus, and you'd completely saturate the belt, and then you'd end up building like 4 belts or 8 belts or whatever, 8 high-speed belts. And then you would pull those resources off the belts to feed the new factory for your higher tier resource. That way, all you're doing is putting down one machine for whatever resource that takes, say, copper wire plus iron gears or whatever. That's one style of construction. My style of construction that I enjoy more is I like the idea of optimizing things. It's just for fun. I don't think one way is really better than the other, but I like the style of saying down here, this machine needs or is going to output 10 a minute. Now I'll know that whatever recipe that needs 10 iron frames a minute, I'm just going to build a factory to make 10 a minute and feed them directly into that machine. And I'll try to balance out my ratios as much as I need to. And then I'll basically only be piping raw resources. So just my iron, just my copper, and my atlantium. My atlantium ingots, and whatever other resources in the game. I will belt those around rather than belting absolutely everything around. So it's less logistics and it's a bit more factory. I like factory a lot. Logistics isn't my favorite thing in the world. I enjoy it, but it's not as fun as factory. So I choose more factory, less logistics. And my logistics then becomes belting my finished output resources, so my process units. If I built a processor factory over there, I would just belt processors over here rather than having to belt all the resources over to the processor and then the processor then running over to the processor to get what I want or moving it over to my mall. That was a lot of talking for not a lot of info, but I think you get it. So here, let's say, let's put one more platform down. I'm running out of these guys. I hope I get the recipe to make more soon. However, I do have the recipe for power floors, and that will be one of my priorities to get that made. Let's see. Because we are a little low on space, what can I do? Okay, I'll just do this, and this will almost certainly get changed once I have some more spot. I would like to have these boxes off to the side of the belts, but I don't have the room for that at the moment. Are you? Oh, height's different. Pick you guys back up. I want you at the same height. Anyway, boxes to the side of the belt, feed from the side. Then I can use 2 doors to output onto the belt. I can achieve the same thing here with just a little bit of squiggly silliness. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Go over and over. I'll turn that in a second. Go there and there. All right, and you. There you go. All right. Regular inserters. Boop, 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 boop. All right. And then hit V, change the type. Good thing I did that. All right. So now that's facing that way. And then I can fill you with all of my copper ingots. You'll fill the belt with copper ingots. I can put all of my iron ingots there. Same thing will happen. And we're going to need to upgrade these for sure in a little bit. Oh, power. And back on track with power. So all of these are going to take 50 of 50. It looks like I'm not pulling more kilowatts than I'm using yet. A thing that I noticed is that the machines keep working as long as there's power. I'm assuming that they just work slower. Oh yeah, you don't even need iron. You need copper. It's nice that it gives me these little icons telling me what these things are making. That's awesome. I need long, so I have inserter, filter inserter, fast inserter. Do I own any long inserters? I have 1, 2, 3. It looks like I don't have any. I think that we unlocked those. We did. We need mechanical components, and I don't have any resources in my inventory to craft it. No. Let's take a couple stacks of each. Let's get some of these long inserters going. Get all the basics going into boxes. Were there more basics? Let's place a couple more inserters down. All right, so we have iron, yeah. To here, all right, so there's also copper components. There are mechanical components, And do I have what I need to make electrical? So that's going to be a more advanced factory. I'll need to bring iron and then copper wire. So this was going to get kind of a double stack of machines. Figure that out in a second. All right. Are the long inserters done crafting? I only made 3? I need a lot more than 3. Come on. All right. You need iron. You need copper. So the long inserter arm will grab off that far belt there, put the copper in so that this can make what it needs. We're going to have the same thing there. And I know that you need copper. I can see it. And then you will need iron as well. What do you need? Just the copper. You need iron and copper. You need copper. All right. Now, it'll be fun to figure out how am I going to bring... Okay, so I'm going to need wire in the back. How would I split off of this? So let's say I did this, right? I convert this into a splitter. And now, can I place... I could put a belt here, right? Can I turn it and go over? No. Can I go here and now turn it? All right, that looks a little silly, but I could do this, right? And then I can bring some iron off of my resource belt. And then I can run it over to the factory for the next section. I'm going to go ahead and finish up, however, connecting all of these dudes to their output boxes before I start messing with any of that. You were both crafting. I need more boxes. I hate these toolbars. There are my boxes. 6. Here we go. Boom, boom. Gonna need some more of these. Outputs. Crafting is done for a second. I'm gonna just craft a whole bunch more of those in my inventory. That takes a second. For now, until I have all these resources in boxes. You are paused. Why are you paused? You need more than you are being handed. Okay, so you need 15 a minute. Can the... It says it needs 15 a minute, but this is the long inserter max speed says 15 a minute. Power's dead. You're outputting 30 a minute, and you can only move 20. So it's the output inserter that's too slow. All right, I should probably check each one of these. That's 15. That's 20. This one's outputting 10, 15, 30. Okay, so here's another spot where we will need a double. This one is outputting 10. That's fine. You're eating 30, so you're going to need... You don't even have any arms. You're going to need a double. You are eating 30, so you're going to need a double. You are eating 2.5. Oh, nice. So wire's pretty efficient. That's good. You're eating 10... Yeah, okay. I think I have all those set up correctly now. I'm going to, number 1, power. Back on track. I want to limit the storage on these because I don't want to turn all of my ingots into these resources. I just want to be able to come here and grab a stack. So for now, I'm just going to set that to 1 stack as my limit in these boxes. And I would assume I'm getting a full stack in the assemblers as well. I don't know about that. Doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and take this stuff. So we will be set for a second. All right. Now we have a couple more complex factories that I know I want to build. Let's pop one down here so we can look at the recipes. Yeah. All right. Q. There we go. I really want to get the research cores automated. So we unlocked that core thing that stacks the cores for me. We really want to get that down. We really want to get power floors down because we're going to be expanding this factory like crazy. We need plant matter frames to be being made. That's a basic one. That's plant matter fiber. I think that I threshed the Kindlevine stems again to make plant matter frames. So I should probably just go do that as number 1. And then we want to automate electrical components as well. And we know that the electrical components are going to go into something else, but again, we're going to build more factory than less logistics, to a silly degree of the amount of factory, probably. These other things, inserters, yes, I want to build a like a dedicated assembly line for those guys, for all the types of inserters. So this is going to be probably its own whole factory that makes all three of these, because it looks like I'm going to build a lot of inserters, and I'll probably just belt it over and put it in a box, but then that'll just be a siphoning off effect. And then I'll build long inserters, and I will build filter inserters. I might make a dedicated video just for that factory. That's going to be a really fun one. We're going to want a factory for conveyor belts, boxes. Do I want those? Do I care? Drills and smelters. One of our big bottlenecks here is that the resources are not automatic as far as from the drills. I have to go over and I have to make sure those are fed. Anyway, so let's build a little research facility. Probably, however, that's going to need to be in the next video. It's Saturday, so I'm going to be doing multiple of these, probably a couple individual videos, one for the research section and one for my assemblers, and then I'm going to mess with the efficiency on these threshers. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good day.